There's a big story coming from Tamil Nadu. DMK chief M. Karunanidhi's son and party treasurer M.K. Stalin has resigned from all party posts in the DMK. He's owning up moral responsibility for his party's total rout in the Lok Sabha elections. Stalin's decision comes even as the section within the party pointed a finger at his leadership, cited the choice of certain candidates including A. Raja and Dayanidhi Maran, leaders with major corruption taint. That was the reason for DMK's disastrous showing in the Lok Sabha elections. The DMK scored a nil in Lok Sabha elections, with arch rival AIA DMK winning 37 of 39 seats. The BJP got the other two. And there is a rift within the DMK now, and for more on the latest, let me take you straight to Chennai. Priyamvada joins us from Chennai. Also with us is editor South T.S. Sudhir. Priyamvada, what's the latest? Stalin has resigned, but there are fissures within the party. Will his resignation be accepted? Karunanidhi has said we must take victory and defeat together.
I'm standing right outside M.K. Stalin's house now, and there is an emergency meeting. The core team of M.K. Stalin, people whom he had handpicked and who worked as a team, which is basically called as a core tree, and also Alagiri had called that this particular team was responsible for Stalin's debacle. They all have gathered outside his house and they are having a meeting now. The resignation letter has been submitted to Karunanidhi. But knowing Karunanidhi as a politician, and also, the kind of drama, that is what the people call, that he enacts, be it on the Elam issue or any issue, probably he will not accept the resignation letter of his son M.K. Stalin. Having said that, this is an opportunity for M.K. Alagiri to hit out or probably pave way for his re-induction. Just a while back he spoke to us. He said, let me confirm the information. He said, I have to get the confirmed news that Stalin has indeed recognized. But only yesterday he was talking about the need for DMK to be completely revamped so that 2016 elections can be faced. This has also proved one more factor. In 2001, similar situation happened when Alagiri was expelled. DMK lost very badly. Again in 2014, just few months before the elections, Alagiri was expelled, and now DMK is facing the situation. So definitely the Alagiri factor is something that DMK has to introspect. And also my sources are telling the main problem was the choosing the candidates. Many new faces, many were not even part of DMK for many years.
That's a very interesting point that you bring out. Sudhir, would this have had an impact, Alagiri impact on elections, even in places like Arakodam and all? Could Alagiri have impacted these elections?
Well, when Alagiri was expelled from the DMK, the apprehension was that he could actually make a negative impact for the DMK in at least half a dozen constituencies in southern Tamil Nadu. But in the run-up to the elections, what Stalin effectively did was to marginalize much of Alagiri's support in the southern Tamil Nadu belt, as a result of which he could not do too much of damage. But more than that, Alagiri wanting a very prominent role in the DMK, even now he believes that Stalin should not be the be-all and end-all as far as the DMK is concerned. And he's putting pressure on the DMK and taking advantage of this kind of a complete route for the DMK to make a comeback into the party. So also, Karunanidhi will have to factor the apprehension that if Stalin resigns and Alagiri already out of the party, it could actually open the doors to outsiders like Andimuthi Raja or Dayanidhi Maran, or even someone like T.R. Balu, who is close to Karunanidhi, to occupy more prominent roles within the DMK. Now, the DMK, which has been a party-led a family-led party for so long, will they be open to outsiders actually controlling the DMK? That's going to be a big question. But now Karunanidhi is going to face a big problem, whether he brings back Alagiri and ensures some kind of a rapprochement between the two brothers and ensures that the party is ready for the 2016 assembly elections. It's going to be a huge challenge for Stalin to actually swallow his pride and get Alagiri back into the DMK.
Okay. Priyamvada, it was M.K. Stalin's style of functioning that was being questioned extensively. Also the choice of candidates. Now, in a situation where everyone was looking for clean governance, A. Raja got a ticket, Dayanidhi Maran got a ticket. Did this go against M.K. Stalin? Did this lead to the party's debacle, as Alagiri insists?
Well, let's accept the fact, Gaurav, that A. Raja, B. Dayanidhi Maran, they were all the old choices of the DMK leader. Of course, they were the ones who could not be overruled and they had to be in the party. Those were not personally MK Stalin's choices. But most of the other constituencies, for example, in a constituency like Teni, which comes in the southern belt of Alagiri, arch rival of Alagiri was chosen as the candidate. So obviously the party workers were not working in those areas. Similarly,
let me bring in veteran journalist N. Ram for more on this story. Sir, was this sibling rivalry, the internal feud within the family, did that lead to the debacle or wrong choice of candidates in your opinion?
I don't think that was much of a factor at all, the Alagiri, the problem with Alagiri, the affair of Alagiri. I think the DMK was caught on the wrong side and the anti-UPA wave took a huge toll of the DMK as well. Actually, the share of the popular vote is not bad in Tamil Nadu, but it was caught against a wave, and that was an anti-UPA wave, in which, of course, the DMK had a major share. Yes.
Okay. Now, if there was a wave against the UPA, the DMK did not have a truck with the Congress in these elections, but that was too little and too late, parting ways, going their own way. By then the people had made up their minds, or was it a very positive campaign, perhaps by Jayalalitha, that she was moving on the development plank, and that is why she got 37 of 39, sir?
Yes, Jayalalitha's victory, the AIDMK's victory and Jayalalitha's victory are quite remarkable. I think she took a risk by going it alone, or it appeared that she took a risk, but it has paid off handsomely because she was clearly ahead. And I think to get more than 40% of the popular vote is unprecedented for a Dravidian movement party after the split in the DMK.
Okay.
So I think that was one of the reasons. But the DMK didn't go with the Congress precisely because it sensed this anti-UPA wave or mood in the country. And so it was, as you say, too late. But there's nothing else they could have done except to go it alone because nobody would go with them.
Okay.
Other than a very
N. Ram, senior journalist, T.S. Sudhir, editor South, and Priyamvada, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Now, Tamil Nadu's verdict has pulled the DMK down. This is worse than its performance in the 2000 assembly elections. That was a debacle. The party has all but been wiped out. It failed to win even a single seat. Now, all eyes on the heir apparent MK Stalin, who spearheaded the campaign. He's put in his papers. The question remains, will that be accepted?
It's yet another massive blow for the DMK. Even as the party expected at least 10 seats, a no-show despite MK Stalin's fierce campaign comes as a rude shock for the party.
நான் சொன்னேன் இது மக்களுக்கு மகிழ்ச்சி என்றால் எங்களுக்கு மகிழ்ச்சி என்று சொல்லி இருக்கிறேன். எனவே அதற்கு பிறகு இது பற்றி விவாதிப்பதற்கு அவசியம் இல்லை.
But anyway, I take this moment to wish the people who won.
The party has been grappling to make a comeback since its 2011 poll debacle, and the pressure is now on the DMK's rising son, MK Stalin. The recent drubbing has given the DMK leader, MK Alagiri, and his camp the opportunity to hit back.
Now facing, he is the frontliner. In this election, he is a frontliner, but he has to learn something. Because now what is going, this victory or getting victory or defeat, it is all usual thing. But we have to learn something from this defeat.
Observers say that DMK treasurer MK Stalin, who spearheaded the campaign, was dictating terms, and that led to resentment within the party.
Stalin was in full control. He was in control of candidate selection. He was control of campaign. He had everything going according to his dictates. But still the DMK draws a blank. So where do you lay the blame? At Stalin's door.
DMK leaders, however, attribute their loss to AIADMK's money power and are confident of bouncing back.
That's okay. 1996, we proved that 40 on 40, we got it. This time they have proved. The time will definitely change.
After failing the acid test terribly, the next big question is the road ahead for the DMK. With an absolute no-show this time, can they script a comeback in 2016 like they did in the past?
Sun failed to rise in the DMK this time, and the stupendous victory for the AIADMK only proves that the DMK has not been able to recover the rout of 2011 assembly elections. All eyes now on the DMK patriarch M. Karunanidhi on how he will bring the house in order to face the 2016 assembly elections. With camera person Vijay Srisha Reddy in Chennai for Headlines Today.